Okay, I think I'm good. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Hello, hopefully I'm working okay. I always get very nervous when I do these streams because it's different from my usual. But watching Nintendo Directs is fun, so, you know, watching them on stream is fun because I get to watch it with other people, and it's fun. Hello. Hello, hi there Dragonfly, how you doing? Welcome on in. It is Thursday, and it is currently here in the UK, it is 20 to 2, and the direct starts at 2. So yeah, we're just waiting. There's a timer for 21 minutes on screen, so we're just going to wait it out. But I like to start a little bit early because we can chat and speculate and theorize and all that lovely stuff. First of all, hopefully I'm coming through okay and you can hear me. Sorry, I've got a bit of a cough for a sec. Yeah, so hopefully you can hear me okay. Hopefully you can hear the music. I got some music playing, some Nintendo stream safe music, which I assume means it's safe from copyright and stuff. So that's ideal. Yes, you sound good. Excellent. Yes, I always get very nervous doing Nintendo Direct watch stuff just because it's you know, I worry about technical problems all the time and you never know. So oh, the thing, something happened on the Nintendo thing. Whatever. So yeah, the Nintendo Direct. It's exciting. I'm going to be uploading. God, how do I talk? Yeah. Okay. Let's just calm down. Okay. So Nintendo Direct. It is happening. It is time for the Switch 1 of all things. I'll probably be uploading this Nintendo Direct onto my main YouTube channel as I always do. So if you're watching from there, hello. As of now, the Direct doesn't start for another 20 minutes, so if you want to skip ahead to that part, I'll probably leave like a time code or a chapter in the description so you can skip ahead to it, or I might just cut this part out of the video entirely. It depends. But before we start, I do want to, you know, discuss. Oh, I'm getting an ad. I don't have YouTube Premium, and I'm listening to music through YouTube, so I don't care about chicken burgers. Get off. I just muted it. I don't care about chicken. There we go. Good old Skyward Sword. Yes, so we are watching the caught me off guard with the door. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Someone's at the door. Yeah, so this is a Nintendo Direct for the Switch 1 specifically. We already knew about an upcoming Nintendo Direct when the Switch 2 got announced. That's happening on the 2nd of April. What we have here is something that I wasn't all that surprised to get announced, is a Nintendo Direct solely for the Switch 1. So no Switch 2 stuff is going to be here, aside from maybe stuff that's probably going to be released on both. I can't imagine there'll be a lot of those though. So yeah, this is solely for the Switch 1. I'm not too surprised that this is a thing. I wasn't sure when they would have one of these, if they would have it before the Switch 2 presentation or after. Having it be before makes sense. Even though a lot of the stuff announced here is probably going to get overshadowed a little bit, but I don't think there's any real way around that. This is how it always goes, you know? But, you know, the Switch 1 will still have games released for it, even into the Switch 2's lifespan. So it makes sense to have one of these, especially because as of now, we have no clue what Nintendo's 2025 really looks like. Like, we know about Metroid Prime 4, which is probably going to show up here. And then I guess we got, like, Pokemon Legends, which might be here as well, I'm not sure. but that's about it, and we don't even know when those two games are going to be announced. So it's just kind of a this will have all the information for the Switch 1 that we'll be, you know, leaning on for a while before the Switch 2. So yeah, I do intend on watching the Switch 2 reaction presentation thing when that happens. So join me for that if you'd like. Don't have to, obviously. So yeah, so what we're going to do now is think about what it is that we believe is going to show up here. What do we want to show up here? Anyone is willing to weigh in. But when it comes to this Nintendo Direct, because it's the end of... this is probably the final Nintendo Direct for the Switch 1. I mean, Switch 1 games are going to show up in other Directs, but this is going to be the last, like, one solely for the Switch 1, because Switch 2 will take up a lot of focus. So, because it's the end of the Switch 1's life cycle, this is usually the point where it's more low-key stuff and, like, ports, remasters. So, that's how it was with the 3DS at least, so I'm kind of expecting that. I have zero predictions, so I'm terrible at guessing that type of stuff. It's cool, Sometimes it's nice to just, you know, not expect anything and be surprised. The fun thing about Nintendo Directs is that they always find some way to surprise you, and there's always at least something there that you're interested in. At least for me. I imagine not everyone's like that, but there's always something, you know? Nintendo Directs just have that kind of magic, you know? That I can't really think of any other presentation that companies do that really do it as well as Nintendo Direct. I mean, Nintendo's kind of like started this format really as we know it, so it's cool. Like PlayStation State of Plays just aren't as good as Directs, you know? I'm usually just around for the vibes and seeing other people be excited about the games they love. Yeah, well, you're gonna get that here, probably. Assuming there's games I'm interested in. The last Nintendo Direct reaction we had, or just Nintendo Direct in general, was like 9 months ago, I think, if I'm recalling correctly. That was the one that announced Mario and Luigi Brothership, which is a game that has come and gone since then. And I've played it and I liked it. So yeah, getting back to what we think will actually show up here, I have a few thoughts. It's difficult though, because it's hard to predict what will be here and what will be for Switch 2, but there are a few things that I am hoping for. I'm not really expecting any new major games, maybe like 1 or 2, like nothing like I'm not expecting like a new Zelda game unless it's maybe a spin-off, something like that, because it's too soon for another Zelda game, I think. And I want a new 3D Mario. I've been wanting that. I think I've been asking that for like every Direct that we've had for a while. But at this point, that's probably going to be for Switch 2. I'm actually anticipating that to be something that gets announced at the Switch 2 event. So I'm not expecting anything like that here. Maybe spin-offs, you know, of stuff like that. Maybe a Kirby thing, I don't know. But again, in terms of, because this is like the last Nintendo Direct for the Switch 1, I'm expecting lots of ports and remasters and stuff like that, and I have a few on my list that I really want. Number one, probably the most obvious that everybody asks for and have been asking for since the Switch first came out, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD. I think I ask for that every time, and every time it feels more plausible than the last time. I don't know. I don't know why Nintendo hasn't released these. They have to have some kind of reason. Because I don't know. Maybe they just had trouble finding a way to slot it in or something, you know? They've just kind of been waiting for a drought so that they can like slot those games in somewhere. And now, I think now is as good a time as any. Some might rather like wait for the Switch 2, but I don't think there's any point, because I think the games would run perfectly fine on Switch 1, because like Skyward Sword HD on Switch runs great. Like it's 60 FPS and all that. That's all I really want. The thing with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD is that they've already been remastered. All we want is just them to be ported. That's it. That's all we really need. They don't have to add anything or change all that much, and they just have to plot those over, bump them up to 60 FPS if they can. That would be lovely. But other than that, that's all we need, which is why it's so weird that they haven't like released them yet. Because it seems so simple. I mean, no game development is simple, but relatively speaking, it shouldn't be that tricky to do, right?
Wondering, is this job right for me?
Oh my god, I'm getting another ad. Every time an ad shows up, I'm going to mute. I've thought about getting YouTube Premium a few times because ads are getting super annoying. The ad was really quick. So what's the point? Are you planning to get a Switch 2? Yes, but as for when is another question. Because like I'm a Nintendo fan, so I'm gonna get a Switch 2 at some point in time. Because you know all of my favorite series are Nintendo exclusive, so if I don't have the newest thing, then I can't play them, right? So you know, for someone like me who's a big Nintendo fan, it's kind of a no-brainer. Because I don't have another option if I want to play my Nintendo games, right? But as for when I'll get it, I don't know. I might get a Nintendo Switch 2 like really early on, like when it launches. It all depends on what the games are that it's going to launch with. Because we already know that there's going to be a new Mario Kart, but that's not quite enough for me. I like Mario Kart a lot, but I need a bit more than that. If they do announce a new 3D Mario, like, you know, an Odyssey or Galaxy, even a 3D World like-esque game, like a new 3D Mario of any kind, like now you're talking, now you're getting somewhere. So you know, something like that. That's what I want. So, oh, it's gonna start soon. Really? Is it that time already? Oh my god, the time flies. We got 10 minutes till it starts. How about I throw it on, the timer on the screen then? Here we are. I'm watching the UK version, by the way. I don't know if that will really make a difference or anything, but that is what's happening. Hopefully everything works. Hopefully you can see it. Yeah, I figured my Switch doesn't get a lot of use, so I might wait and get a Switch 2 second hand just to save some money. That's wise. I mean, if you don't use the Switch all that often, then you know it makes sense. Like I use my Switch all the time. I use it a lot, so it's kind of a worthwhile thing for me. Especially if it, you know, bumps up some of my already existing Switch games a little bit, like some kind of, you know, performance boost on some of them maybe. You know, I don't know if the Switch 2 will do that, but the PS5 does that with PS4 games sometimes, so I imagine that all will be revealed at the Switch 2 event that's like next week, I think, right? So yeah, it's all very exciting and shiny and fun, but so yeah, going back to games, I think, yeah, next Wednesday, I think, yeah, I'll see if I can live stream that event as well. Should be fun. Yeah, getting back to games I think will show up. So I'm thinking So here's the thing. Last year, I did a full playthrough of The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD, the Wii U version, because obviously a Switch version doesn't exist. And I played that, and I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to play Twilight Princess HD right after, but I decided to hold off on the slim chance that maybe they'll announce a Switch port. So here's what I'm thinking: if one doesn't get announced here, and especially if one doesn't get announced at the Switch 2 event, actually especially here, Switch 2 is just kind of a last resort when expecting that. So basically, if it doesn't get announced here, then I give up. I'm just gonna stream the Wii U version. But I feel like if surely now that has to come. They know how much people want it, right? Like I'm not the only one, far from the only one, and it's been a thing people have wanted, and it shouldn't be that hard to do either. So, but I'm actually gonna take it up a notch. I would actually like more 3DS ports as well. So I would actually like some of the 3DS Zelda games as well. Like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask 3D on Switch would be really cool. If they would probably have to, you know, adjust them quite a bit to get them on Switch, and you know, because of the whole double screen thing, so that wouldn't be a thing. But those would be great to have on Switch. I'd like those a lot, but it's mainly Wind Waker and Twilight Princess that I'm expecting. I think Ocarina and Majora's Mask are kind of like a bit more of a stretch, I think, but I would like that. Other things. Also, I know that like 3DS ports are definitely like a thing that they can do because we got Luigi's Mansion 2 a while ago. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, they ported that, so or they remastered it for Switch or whatever. So you know they can do 3DS games on Switch and make it work. So I'm sure they can do it. Other things I want. This is going to be a very out there ask. Well, not really out there, but something that a lot of people probably don't remember all that much. But I really want Super Mario Galaxy 2. You know, 64 Sunshine and Galaxy 1 were all ported to Switch through the 3D All-Stars collection. But no Galaxy 2, I want Galaxy 2. I ask it every time. I don't know if it will happen. I honestly kind of gave up on it. But it's not going to stop me from wanting it. So as long as I want it, I'm going to bring it up. I want Galaxy 2 on Switch, please. I think that would make sense to have more ports with the second around the corner. Yeah. Because, you know, ports aren't going to be a game changer for the Switch 2. Or they're not. It's not like it's going to push the hardware or anything, so it makes sense. What's the Zelda game that people should play? I've only played Breath of the Wild, so I'm open to suggestions. Well, assuming that Twilight Princess gets a port to Switch, I would recommend that one. It's a fan favorite. It's probably my favorite as well. Actually, my favorite is Skyward Sword, but that one's a little bit more mixed, even though I like it a lot. But Twilight Princess is a good one. I think it's aged pretty well, and it looks nice in HD, and it's got a really cool story, and yeah, I'd recommend Twilight Princess. That's a really good one. I'm taking notes. I trust your judgment. Sure. It's a bit darker. It's a bit more, you know, I don't want to say gritty, but it's a bit more gloomy. If you're into more bright, colourful games, then The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker is a good one too. You've got many an option. But Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are kind of like good ones for people to start with, I think. I would suggest Ocarina and Majora's Mask, but Majora's Mask has like the 3-day time limit mechanic, which might be a bit off-putting to new people. And Ocarina of Time is good, but it's a bit dated in certain areas, so it might not appeal to a lot of people. But so that's why I think like Wind Waker and Twilight Princess are good ones for newcomers or people who just want to try stuff out, you know. Let's see, other games that I would really like to be announced here. Or ports. I really want a port of Yoshi's Woolly World. I don't know if that's a well-known game. It was released on the Wii U, and I played it a little bit, but I never beat it. And I've been wanting a Switch port of it because I'd love to try it again and properly try and get into it this time. And it did get a port on the 3DS, like it released on Wii U first and then on 3DS, but I feel like it would be really cool to have it all on Switch in one big definitive edition that has all the content from all the versions. I would like that a lot. That's something that I'm hoping for. I think there's a decent chance of it. That's on my list. And I think that's pretty much everything that I desperately like. I can't really think of too much else that I'm really expecting, but the thing about Nintendo Directs is to kind of expect the unexpected, because they'll bring back Mario and Luigi out of nowhere, you know? But I do want to keep my expectations in check. I'm not expecting anything super crazy from this, just because it is a Switch 1 Nintendo Direct. This one's only 30 minutes as well. I think most of the time they're like 45, something like that. So this is a slightly shorter, which makes sense. So I'm keep my expectations in check. I'm not gonna expect a ton, but I'm hoping for at least a couple good ports, and maybe if they do announce a new game, something interesting. But even if they do announce a new game, like a new first-party Nintendo game or something like a Mario. There's another ad. I'm gonna mute that crap. Yeah, if they do announce like a new Mario game, a new Zelda or whatever, it'll probably be a more low-key spin-off. Also, I'm getting a bot in the chat. I'm just gonna quickly ban you. The bots is still in the on-screen chat display, but they have been banned, so. Yeah, I'm super excited though. I don't know what else I'd want. I thought maybe a new Kirby game, because I really enjoyed Forgotten Land on Switch. It's the only Kirby game I've actually played, and I really liked it. So I'd love a sequel to that, but I feel like that might be a Switch 2 thing. So I won't hold my breath for that. Such good music today, by the way. Yeah, I'm just using a Nintendo live stream friendly music compilation. The music we're listening to right now is from Super Mario 3D World. The game's got good music. I want to stream a playthrough of it at some point. Anyway, how about I... Hold on. I should turn the music off, because we're about to start. There we go. Are you ready? I was a little bit behind. Let me know if it ever gets too loud and it's difficult to hear. Oh, Dragon Quest? I'll have the volume there and we'll see if that's fine. So yeah, this released recently. I wonder, is this just like an ad? Didn't we already have this? Yeah, let me know if the sound is working. I'm gonna up it a little bit. I don't know if I'll get these. They look really nice, but I don't know if because you know I don't know, maybe they're a bit old-fashioned design-wise for me. I don't know. Maybe that's silly of me to think. They look lovely. The only Dragon Quest games I've properly played is 9 and 11. Oh, speaking of Dragon Quest 9, I really want a port of Dragon Quest 9. I want Dragon Quest 9 on Switch or Switch 2, either ported, remade, remastered. I don't care. Pick one. I want Dragon Quest 9. That's probably not going to happen. Konnichiwa. Yeah, I hear you both, and the direct sounds good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, 2nd of April, Nintendo Switch 2. Mark your calendars. Yeah, hasn't this released already? Or is it about to release or something? Oh wait, I think Dragon Quest 3 Remastered HD got released, and I think these are coming later. Anyway, what do we got?
Escape from dire straits.
That sounds ominous. Imagine if this is like a Pikmin. I was about to say, what if this is like a crazy Pikmin spin-off where it's like Pikmin goes wild? I don't think that's what this is.
The latest entry in the the Somnium.
Sometimes you do have to just make crazy claims because you never know what might be correct.
A sophisticated AI called Iba embedded in his left eye. Your mission is to track down Iris.
This seems interesting.
An idol who has been trapped in a mysterious escape game. Conduct interviews to investigate Iris's whereabouts.
So this is by Spike Chunsoft, did they
Dive
say?
into a subject's dreams to reveal clues hidden deep within their psyche. And solve mind-bending puzzles in an explorable environment. Everything you learn will bring you one step closer to the truth. Uncover what's hidden in reality and dreams to rescue Iris.
The visuals kind of remind me of Fire
No Sleep
Emblem.
for Kaname Date from The Somnium Files launches on Nintendo Switch.
Okay, I don't really
July
know if
25th.
this is a series. I'm not familiar with this.
Unleash the supernatural.
Okay. Another like anime game. Oh wait, this looks familiar. Have I seen this? Oh wait, is this a SMT? Is this a Shin Megami Tensei?
A classic Atlas action RPG returns with remastered HD graphics.
No,
and
it is not
enhanced
SMT,
gameplay.
but it is by Atlas, so you
Set in
can
the capital city
understand my
in the year
confusion.
Taisho 20, Raido Kuzunoha makes his living as an apprentice.
It kind of has
detective.
the SMT
But
look.
unbeknownst
to
to
me.
others, he also fights alongside demons as a devil summoner. To protect the capital, Raido must investigate a series of supernatural cases.
I like his cloak.
Fight in real-time
Slash
battles
cape.
alongside demons you summon.
Oh, I've seen this.
Work with your demons to
Or I've
strike an
seen,
enemy's
like,
weak
I don't know if this
point,
is a
then
remake or
follow up
remaster,
with
but I've
a
seen
powerful
this
attack.
somewhere.
Cooperation is the key to victory.
I agree, it looks so
Turn
similar.
opposing demons into allies.
It's got demons, it's
Demons
got,
can
you
also
know,
be useful
see like there's
outside
Jack
of
Frost,
battle.
so. Yeah, I think I've
And
seen
their
this.
powers are helpful in finding
I don't know
solutions
anything about
during
it. Maybe I'll be into it, I don't know.
Guide Raido through a series of strange incidents
I assume you're the bird who gave us a call?
as he uncovers a conspiracy that will shake the capital to its core. Raido Remastered, The Mystery of the Soulless Army, launches on Nintendo Switch June 19th.
Okay.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Okay, that's kind of neat. It's kind of cool.
Consume darkness.
Oh my god. Such, like, intense, serious
With your
games we're
memories
starting with.
gone, you have been summoned to a strange, unfamiliar world.
Bandai
Where
Namco.
you're greeted by a
Shadow
yellow
Lab.
orb
Oh,
known as
this! Wasn't this at an
But
event
who is this
recently?
spherical stranger? More
It's
than a
the weird
mysterious,
Pac-Man thing.
maze-like world. Your battle for survival.
I think this was at the
begins.
Game Awards. I think I saw this at the Game
As
Awards.
Puck guides you on your journey, you'll delve deeper into
It's
the
like
expansive
Pac-Man,
world.
but it's crazy
By
intense
examining your
combat.
surroundings, you can phase shift and combine with Puck to explore areas you couldn't reach.
Yeah, you can like.
before.
Wow, this honestly looks really interesting
But tread lightly. The creatures
It's kind of
inhabiting
like
this
Hollow
world will
Knight
prove hostile.
with Pac-Man.
When facing imposing enemies, you and Puck can temporarily fuse into the Gaia
I'm not really
form
all that
to
into
unleash powerful
Metroidvanias,
attacks.
but this looks honestly so interesting. Just the whole
By
Pac-Man
consuming your
aspect is
prey,
so funny
you'll
to me.
collect resources
It looks really,
that can
really
then be
fascinating.
used to enhance your abilities.
I'm kind of into it. Might plop this on my wish list.
Work to uncover Puck's true goal.
Hey, I forgot about the direct. Oh, hi there,
Devour
McLean. How you
enemies to
doing? I feel like
survive
it's been a
this cruel
while.
world. Experience a dark twist on the
The direct has only really just started.
Shadow Labyrinth launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th.
Okay, Shadow Labyrinth. I'll plop that on my wish list, I think.
The rhythmic
Patapon?
march begins. Remasters of Patapon and Patapon 2 are
Remasters,
drumming onto
eh?
Nintendo Switch
I never really
as
played
one
these all that
bundle.
much, but I've always been aware of them.
Play your drum to the beat and give different commands to the Patapon army.
These are like
For
little
example,
rhythm games where you
Pata,
kill
Pata,
stuff.
Patapon advances them forward.
It's been way too long. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing alright. I'm doing fine. I'm I'm perfectly fine.
And if you string together combos with good timing, the
Hope you're doing
Patrons
alright.
enter fever mode and get a big boost in
Again, let me
power.
know if the volume on the direct ever overpowers my voice and it's difficult to hear me.
Horse-riding
I think it should be
Cubicon
fine though.
To the shield-savvy Tatepon. Build up your battalion to take on.
So yeah, I
hordes
think
of
you
fierce foes.
like build up an army and you fight with the power of
Plus,
music.
new features have been added, so you can advance to the beat of your own drum.
I don't know, I might give these a go. These aren't the kind of games that I could probably stream just
When
because
Patapon 1+2 replay
playing rhythm
launches
games on
Nintendo
stream is hard.
Switch, July
Not that
11th.
I've really tried it, but it probably will be.
Welcome to Zephyrtown, a
This looks
cozy
cute.
place nestled in a windswept valley. This is where your new life begins.
Huh. Oh, we gotta have our farming sim. That's what
First
this is,
popping
right?
up on Nintendo
Every
DS,
Nintendo Direct
this
has to
immersive
have
farming and life sim
at
has
least
no
one
shortage of
farming
activities
sim.
to get up to.
It's like the law. It
Tend
has
your
to
farm
happen.
while growing crops and caring for animals. Then sell your produce and other wares at the town's weekly bazaar.
This looks cute. I don't think these kinds of games are really for me, but I do appreciate them. They look cozy
Its former splendor.
and cute. I like the art style.
You can also get to know the locals.
Visuals look nice.
I'd like to spend more time with you.
And maybe nurture a relationship if you find that.
Ooh, a new
special
story.
someone.
I wish they kept the Harvest Moon title. I don't know much about Harvest Moon either. I know that
Plus,
they're
taking
well
advantage
liked
of
though.
Zephyrtown's windy conditions can make travel and other tasks a breeze.
Oh, he's got the Deku leaf. I actually really like the look of this one. This game that's really charming.
Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar.
I just don't think I'd reveal that into
August
the
27th.
gameplay, but it looks really
Pre-orders begin
pleasant.
Later today on Nintendo eShop.
This one looks pretty cute. Yeah, I like the art style.
そよ風タウンを舞台にした牧場物語シリーズ
The characters
最
look
新作をお
nice.
楽しみに。続いてはこちらの映像をご覧くだ
Oh,
さい。
I'm looking. Is it Zelda? This ain't Zelda. Oh, is it Metroid? This might be Metroid. I've never played a Metroid game before. Like, not one. Ever. Yeah, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. I know this is a big deal. I was wondering if they might release this on Switch 2 as well as Switch 1, but we don't know as of yet. They might say. I'm liking all the purple. A Silk Song? Oh man, do we think? Is this finally the time where we get Silk Song?
Is the unknown planet.
I don't know if they'd announce that at a Nintendo event though.
Here, Samus finds a verdant jungle, with a
But, you
colossal
know,
tree at its
who
center.
knows? Yeah, I've never played a Metroid game before, but it's a series that I've been eyeballing for a while.
And escape this
I don't know if
planet,
I'd be into the
choose
Prime
unexpected
games though,
returns
because
to
they're
Earth.
first person, and I'm not really
Samus
into
will
first
steal
person
stone
games
figures
typically.
and other relics to carve a
But this
path
does
through
look really cool, I'll admit. Perhaps I could try the remaster of the first game and see how I feel. But I want to try the 2D ones. The 2D ones look
She's
more
not
interesting to me.
alone, though.
Or, well, not more
Alien
interesting, but they
creatures
look like I'd
living
be
in
into the
jungle
gameplay a bit more.
Are waiting to strike.
I do like the purple. The purple accents on Samus. So music be going crazy. You're getting attacked by all manner of oogly booglies.
As she explores the planet, Samus is granted
I don't think so either, but I'll hope
ancient
it's all I can do.
powers,
Yeah. You'll hope for Silk
psychic
Song.
abilities.
Psychic abilities.
These powers allow Samus to operate mechanisms
I can't wait for
and
Samus's
open doors.
rework in the next Smash Brothers game then.
They also allow her to control the
Nah, probably
trajectory
not.
of her beams with the power of her mind.
I mean, honestly, the future of Smash Brothers is a little bit unclear as of now.
But why were these powers bestowed?
I kind of feel like there's no guarantee that there'll be a Smash game on Switch 2. I mean, I don't know, there probably will be, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Sakurai might be over it, but I don't know. Well, not over it, but, you know, tired. I've never tried Metroid either. Looks cool though. Yeah, it does look really cool.
After being summoned to heroes.
I was really interested in trying Metroid Dread
Space and time.
because that game looked really cool. But I feel like I should probably play the others first so I can properly appreciate it. Coming 2025. No release date yet. That's kind of surprising actually. Just we already knew it was coming out 2025. No updates in that regard. Ooh. Is this the Metroid equivalent of Shadow the Hedgehog, or is it just a new suit? Because it's a pretty cool suit.
今回もさまざまな試練がサムスを待ち受けていそうですが、新たな力、サイキック能力によって広が
So
る
Samus has
ぜ
psychic
ひご期待く
abilities.
だ
So
さい
it's kind of neat.
続いてヘッドラインをご覧ください。
I was wondering if they might announce Metroid remasters for
Ready
like the
to
other Prime
stir up
games.
some mischief?
Guess not.
Once upon a time, there was a drab coffee shop that transformed into a magical
Disney
potion
Villains Cursed Cafe.
As the newest potionista of the Cursed Cafe.
Oh my god,
You'll
Kingdom
craft
Hearts
concoctions
Cafe?
for Disney villains and get to know them in a new light. Mix ingredients to brew all sorts
Interesting,
of
what an interesting
strange
idea for a game.
elixirs. Then serve them to your villainous
I do think it's
visitors
surprising when a
in
game has a
Ursula
spot in a
and
show, but no
Vesta.
release date.
With help from
Yeah,
Yzma,
I
you
don't
can
know. Oh my god,
upgrade your
Yzma!
ingredients to produce some
God, deep
wildly
cut. I
wicked
love
creations.
Yzma.
The potions you make can influence each customer's storylines, leading to
That's just
different
something fun. I like
outcomes
this
every
artwork,
time
yeah.
you play.
This
Who
seems
knows
fun.
what mischief might happen? Disney Villains
Yzma is the
Cursed
best,
Cafe
yeah.
launches on Nintendo Switch
such a good
later
movie.
today.
But yeah, it's yeah, no release date. It's kind of weird.
Summon a spellbinding adventure.
For Metro Prime 4, that is. This looks interesting. I like the
Welcome to
sprite
Witchbrook
sprite
College,
work.
where students strive to master the magical arts. During class, use magic circles to perform rituals, fly on brooms, and learn advanced techniques to go from witch in training to skilled spellcaster.
Ah, I like the pixel art.
There's also plenty to do outside of class.
I'm in.
Hang out with friends at their homes.
Like how this looks already. Mm.
Take on various jobs to help pay for tuition.
Oh wow. This
Or
seems
use
very
the
cozy.
spells you've learned to craft and sell original items. Plus, up to 4 players can
Oh,
make magic together in
Online.
co-op.
Oh, that's fun. I could see
Explore
maybe
this whimsical world
you know,
on
my
the road
twin
to
would probably be way
graduation
into this
and
actually.
beyond. Are you ready for a
Like the witchy
spellbinding
stuff and the multiplayer stuff. I actually think
journey? Enrollment
my twin
begins
is gonna be,
when
like,
Witchbrook flies onto Nintendo
really
Switch
interested.
this winter.
I'll be sure to tell him about it. This is sick, I want it. That looks really cute.
Action, adventure, and arcade games await. Set off on a fantastical mission to eliminate a mysterious deity. In this
Oh,
hands-on
THQ
platforming
Nordic.
adventure, you'll explore an
Oh my
expansive
god, Scrooge
archipelago
McDuck?
where nightmares
But
and
as a
wonder
not duck?
collide. Upgrade your trusty cane with magical parts, then use its abilities to find your own path
This seems
through the
neat.
enchanting world. Can you uncover the secrets the archipelago holds? Find out when the Eternal Life of Goldman launches
Giving
on
witchy
Nintendo
Have a
Switch
Hotel.
this winter.
Oh, I've had that on my wish list for ages. I forgot about it, huh?
Celebrate the 40th anniversary of
I wasn't
Gradius with a
aware of
collection
it.
of arcade shoot 'em up games from across the series. Titles include
Well, arcade
Gradius,
stuff? Not my jam.
Salamander, Light Force, Gradius 2, Gradius 3, and Salamander 2. Some titles come with multiple versions, including ones from
This is
different
cool
regions
for arcade
and launch years.
enthusiasts.
Plus, take the helm in a brand new entry, Salamander 3.
Oh, cool. Oh, it's really interesting when they make like
Origins launches on
new
Nintendo
retro
Switch
games, you know.
August 7th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
that's cool. Cool,
Battle
cool.
to the beat in Rift of the
Oh, I've
Necro
seen
Dancer.
this.
Press
I was
the
kind of
corresponding
interested in
buttons
maybe
each
trying
lane
this
to
one.
Fight monsters in rhythm-based combat. Keep the cadence going with epic boss battles.
This
quirky
seems really
minigames,
cool.
Remix stages and global leaderboards. Plus, more musical mayhem awaits in the Celeste Music Pack paid DLC. And be
Oh,
on the
that's
lookout
cool.
for more DLC in the future.
Oh, like crossovers with other
Rhythm of
indie
the
games? That's really
Necrodancer
cool.
Launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Oh, cool.
Let's see
I like it when they
what's in
shadow drop
store.
stuff. I mean, that game was already announced, but still, what the hell am I looking at? Is this, what's it called, Tamagotchi?
Welcome to Tamagotchi Plaza, a brand new entry in the Tamagotchi Connection series.
I didn't know this
There are
was a
stores
series.
galore. Design glasses at the eyewear shop.
This reminds me of Hello
Pearly
Kitty
whites
Island
solo
Adventure.
Or with a friend at the dentist. And arrange plates at the afternoon tea shop. 12 wonderful stores need
This
your
looks
help.
cute, and so something that I'm not probably going to want to play.
Provide good customer service to get high ratings and upgrade each shop. In doing so, you'll get to meet more Tamagotchi, making the town livelier than before. With over 100 new and classic Tamagotchi, business is sure to be booming. Get ready to set up shop.
This is
when
mad
Tamagotchi
cute.
Plaza launches on Nintendo
Want to live in a
Switch
world like
June
that.
27th.
Where you're just happy all the time. Hey, Pokemon! What do we got? I wanna see about more about how this game ticks, you know? I wanna see some Mega Evolutions, huh? How about that?
Welcome to Pokemon Legends ZA, a new title in the Pokemon series. You'll
Tepig.
begin your adventure by choosing one of 3 partner Pokemon.
I don't know which starter I'm gonna go for. Maybe Chikorita?
The setting is this metropolis.
I'm not really
but
crazy
also
about
appeared
any
in
of them, to be
Pokemon X
honest.
And Pokemon Y, Lumio City.
Hey!
To make it easier for people and Pokemon to coexist, a company named Quasartico Inc. is carrying out an urban redevelopment plan. Here, we'll get a glimpse into the lives of the
I like this
Pokemon and
setting.
people
I
of
like the
Lumio
giant
City.
city.
Scattered all over town are wild zones. These areas are special environments where wild Pokemon can live comfortably, even within the city. You can catch Pokemon here.
Oh, okay, yeah, so
but
it's
they
very
might be
similar to the
hostile.
first game.
If you sense trouble, get to safety. There are Pokemon that live
Oh,
outside
the music!
wild zones too.
The remix.
Some of them can even be found on rooftops.
Astidene.
People and Pokemon live easygoing lives in Lumio City. But
I was thinking Chikorita or
when night
Totodile.
falls,
Hmm.
the city's
love for
aura
Tepig.
transforms. Highly skilled trainers are invited to participate in a tournament.
I
the
love tournament
CA
arcs.
Royale.
Ah,
Trainers await
cool,
in
okay.
Battle zones. If you're
I like
spotted,
this
they'll challenge you to
setup.
battle.
So how's the combat work?
Strike first before being seen, and you'll land a surprise attack.
It's like
During
Xenoblade
battles,
Chronicles?
Using a super effective move at the right moment is key. And with Mega Evolution, some Pokemon can power up even more. You'll start at rank Z and work your way up to rank A.
A.
Trainers who reach the top are said to have a wish granted.
This game doesn't even look that bad visually. A lot of people are saying it looks bad, and maybe it does in certain situations, but I kind of have my expectations low with Pokemon already when it comes to
Day
visuals,
and
so...
night are 2 sides to Lumio City. It seems there are even more secrets waiting to be uncovered.
Dog.
What will you find on your adventure?
I'm looking forward to this.
Pokemon Legends ZA launches on Nintendo Switch later
No
this year.
release date. Okay.
本作の舞台リアレシティでは
Okay, we already knew it was 2025. No release date. That's surprising. I kind of thought they might announce the
今
date.
後の続報をお待ちください。
But hey, no, they can
続い
take
ては
their time
こ
with
ち
it.
らの映像をご覧ください。
I'll take a look. Because you said please. Oh my god.
Hello there.
Hi.
The game you're about to see
this like Rhythm
Doesn't have
Heaven
a
or
big,
something?
epic story. Boop. But what it does have is lots of funny little rhythm games.
Yeah, is this Rhythm Heaven?
You wanna see?
Sure, why not? Yep, that's what I look like.
Just press the button to jump through the ring.
I don't have a controller. Oh, okay, that guy does.
It sounds easy. But the timing is super tricky. Boop. Maybe you could try it in time to a rhythm?
This is me and the crew going to interrogate Nintendo about Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on Switch.
In this game, you might do almost anything.
He's so grumpy. Aw.
With practice, you might even be able to play it with your eyes closed.
I've never played any of the Rhythm Heaven games. I'm assuming that's what this is. Yeah, I'm almost positive that's what this is now.
Rhythm with a brand new entry in the Rhythm Paradise series. Rhythm Paradise Groove.
Oh, Rhythm Paradise Groove. 2026?
シリーズ完全新作のリズム
I
ゲ
know,
ーム
that's what it
ミラクルスターズ
said.
が登場します。つんくさんがプロデュースする楽曲ももちろんたくさん収録されています。さて、どんなリズムを刻んでいくのでしょうか。どうぞお楽しみに。続いては
Looks fun.
ご購入いただいたダウンロードソフト
News
の
about the use of digital games on your console?
こちらをご覧ください。
What does that mean? I have a weird feeling.
With game cards, you can put a game featuring Mario in this Nintendo Switch console
Okay.
and a Legend of Zelda game in this one.
Where was this
Freely
going?
inserting the games you have on hand into any console you want.
Mm-hmm.
But what if digital games could be as flexible and convenient as game cards? Well, here's what we came up with.
Okay.
Introducing the virtual game card.
Oh.
In the future, virtual game cards can be used for digital games.
So you can like save a game onto a card? What an interesting idea.
When purchasing
It's
the
weird they're
digital
doing this
version of a
now.
game, it will be loaded onto your console as a virtual game card,
Huh.
allowing you to play that title.
I've never thought of that before.
Your digital games will be lined up as virtual game cards on a dedicated management screen.
So if you want to like
Here,
So if you
can
want to let
load
someone
and
borrow a
eject your
game
virtual
or
game cards
to
and
play it
manage
on
which
a
games you
different
can play on your
system.
console.
How interesting. I never thought of this. I don't think it's something that was super needed because the Switch is already
If you
so
have two Nintendo
portable
Switch
anyway.
consoles,
Like if you
can
wanted to
eject
play a
the virtual
game,
card from one,
like if you
and
were
load it
going
onto
to
the
someone's
second.
house, right, or like around a friend's or
Now
something,
you can play this
you could
game
just
on the
take your
second
Switch with
console
you and then put it in
wherever
their
and
dock or
whenever you
something.
want. Just as if you had
But
inserted
if this
a
is for
physical
like
game
lending
card.
games to people or sharing games with
Virtual
people,
game
this
cards,
I can
you
see
can
how this would be
freely load
convenient
and
as an
arrange
option.
Which games you play on up to 2 consoles. Local communication with your
This is
second
kind of
console
nice.
is required,
It's a nice
but
feature.
only the first time.
This can literally only benefit you.
You can also lend out virtual game cards to your Nintendo account family group members. Connect to your family group members' console via local wireless when you want to lend a game. Choose the title you're lending and who you're lending it to. And you're done.
Eh,
They can now play on their own console.
that's actually pretty neat.
You
So
can only
wait,
lend
I'll
one
be able
game at
to.
a time to a particular person. Games can be lent out for 2 weeks, after which they will automatically return to you,
Alright, huh.
making digital games even easier to use. Virtual game card.
This is kind of an interesting idea. I'm
ご
into
覧
it.
いただいたバーチャルゲームカードは
So
Nintendo
like me and
Switch
me and my twin can
任天堂スイッチ2とのやり取り
lend each other games whenever. That sounds kind of neat.
バーチャルゲームカー
I
ド
could
は
play like Animal
4月
Crossing
下旬の
and
本
it'll
体
be.
放
Oh
送
wait,
で
no, I
ご
think
利
they
用
have that physically.
それでは引き続き
Now that I think
ご覧
about it.
ご覧ください
Okay, we've got like a montage. We're almost at the end of this presentation. I think that after this we're gonna have like a one more thing. And if it's not Zelda ports, I'm gonna be a little bit upset. I don't think that would be a one more thing though. I don't think that's what they would end with. So I think if we don't get it at the Switch 2 event, then I give up. King of Meat. So, what's their one more thing gonna be? I mean, it could be Zelda ports, but I'm thinking probably no. It's usually something new. But then again, this is, you know,
Uncover history
a Switch
once
1
more.
thing.
An HD remaster of Saga Frontier 2 is venturing
Okay, I think
onto
maybe we have a
Nintendo
few more
Switch.
things left, actually.
Meet Gustav, the Royal Heir, and Will the Explorer. Two heroes whose fates and legacies will intertwine.
This looks
across
interesting. This
generations
looks like a
in this
Game Boy
epic
Advance
RPG.
game. They said it was a remaster, so maybe that's what it was on. I like the
Experience
illustrated
the
looking
original story,
environments.
along with brand new events that expand the vibrant world of Sondale.
It's kind of cool. It looks like a storybook.
Plus, team up with more characters in battle. And
Punch.
transfer stats to allies through the parameter inheritance system. After finishing the main story, you can test your mettle and might against even more powerful bosses.
This looks interesting.
What histories will you uncover through the ages? Saga
Strut.
Frontier 2 Remastered.
Maybe I
launches
should
on
play the
Nintendo
first one
Switch
first.
later
Oh, it's coming today. Neat.
Monumental adventures await.
Oh, this looks like a puzzle game of sorts.
Embark on peaceful journeys across
Monument
the series
Valley.
Of beautiful
Never heard
puzzle
of it.
games. Wander through isometric worlds filled with stunning landscapes to manipulate, optical illusions to discover.
I like the little
and
character
mystifying
designs.
secrets to unfold.
So it's cute.
In Monument Valley, lead the silent Princess Ida in her quest for forgiveness, while outsmarting the enigmatic.
They
Crow
look a little bit
people.
like Patapon.
A different
in
journey
weird
awaits in
bird
Monument
form.
Valley 2. Guide Ro in her adventure through motherhood as she and her child unlock the secrets of the sacred geometry. Both games contain
I love
all their additional
geometry.
chapters, add-ons,
my
and
favorite.
DLC. The first two Monument Valley games launch on Nintendo Switch April
Cool,
15th.
cool.
Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop.
Not really for me, I think.
Help Noor on her journey to restore the world's light in Monument Valley 3.
Oh, okay, so they're announcing a new one
this
of
summer.
this series that I've just now learnt about. What the hell? Is this Wii Sports? Or Switch Sports? No, it's not. It's just a golf game.
A brand new entry in the Everybody's Golf series is driving onto Nintendo
Everybody's
Switch.
Golf Hot Shots.
Aim. Time your
I
button
am
press
super
just right,
not into
and
golf,
take your shot.
so
Nice shot.
Perform backspins.
not really
Side spins.
appealing to me.
And other
I
special
like the
shots.
look at the characters
In the
though.
single-player challenge mode. Compete
I
in
love puzzle games.
tournaments
That's a cool
and face
series,
off
really.
against a
I've never
range
heard of it
rivals
before.
to become the
It looks pretty
ultimate
interesting
golfer.
though, with all the perspective and illusions and stuff.
In wacky golf, your shots could get pulled into holes, or obstacles might fall. It's golf that's not quite par for the course.
Par for the
four
course.
golfers
That's
can hit the
such an
fairway
original
together
pun.
locally or in online play. So just relax and get ready to tee off. Everybody's
Birdie.
Golf Hot Shots lands
Call.
on Nintendo Switch this year.
Okay. Oh god, what's this? Oh, Marvel's
Unite
whatever.
some of Marvel's greatest superheroes in the fight against evil. Pair up two heroes from the roster of 15 including the likes of the spectacular
Is this like a
Spider-Man and the
Spider-Man?
ferocious Wolverine
Is this
to
like a
take
beat
on
'em
the
up?
challenge.
That's kind of cool.
From close quarters
Like an
combatants
arcade
to
beat 'em up kind of
aerial
thing?
aces,
Is this
you
a
can
new
mix and
game or
match
is this a
variety
port
of
or something?
heroes for an amazing array of possibilities.
So it looks really cool.
And swap between your team of 2 at any time. Take advantage of your team's strengths to overwhelm your foes.
This looks neat.
Plus, up to 4 players can assemble for local or online co-op play.
I like how hyped the direct
The battle
announcers
for the
sound
fate of the Marvel
sometimes.
universe begins when Marvel
During
Cosmic Invasion
directs.
launches on Nintendo Switch
So
this winter.
enthused. I love it.
マーベルのスーパーヒーローたちがタッグを組んで立ち向かう
I think the puzzle game is an iPad game originally. I think that's how I played it. Oh, really? Huh.
最後のタイトルになります。
Oh, last
こち
announcement.
らの映像をご覧ください。
It's probably going to be something just completely new and unexpected. Okay, I'm into it so far. Okay, there's a... Is this Tomodachi Life? Oh my god, I think that's exactly what this is.
How refreshing.
Yeah, it's Tomodachi Life. Wow, people have been asking for a sequel for years. I'm not really all that interested, to be honest, but I know a lot of people wanted this. Unless this is something completely different. I don't know. Yeah.
Living the dream.
Oh god, that is creepy. The voice. 2026, okay. Interesting. I know a lot of people wanted this. I'm not really... Oh god.
You called?
Okay, I didn't want to sleep soundly tonight anyway.
And it was just a dream.
Yeah, I definitely played it on mobile.
約10年ぶりとなるシリーズ最新作「友達コレクションワクワク生活」が登場します。映像では
Yeah, I know a lot of people really wanted one of
出す様子が見
these.
られましたが、さて 今
Um,
回はどんな人間
yeah,
模様
this
が
this kind of game isn't really for me, but I'm looking forward to
今後の
seeing
続報にご期待ください。
various memes or videos on it when it comes out,
ここ
probably.
まで任天堂ダイレクトをご視聴いた
So
だき
far?
ありがとうございます。
Today's... I thought that was the last thing.
最後に新しい
Oh no,
ゲームの
so this
発
is the
表では
final
ありませんが
announcement.
お知らせがあります。
Oh, it's not a
宮
game.
本さんに紹介していただきます
Miyamoto?
こんにちは、宮本です。任天堂
It's not a game. Is it a movie? Is it Mario 2?
任天堂ダイレクトは2011年に直接お客様に任天堂の情報をお届けすることを目指して誕生しました。
Where's this
今は
going?
世界中のたくさん
Theme
の人
park?
に
Oh,
見ていただ
maybe.
いています。本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you.
任天堂ダイレクトはこれからも継続していきますが、直接お届けするコンセプトをもとに新た
Oh,
な
okay.
情報チャンネルを始めます。それは日替わりカレンダーのような任天堂トゥデイというモバイルアプ
A
リ
new
です。
app.
任天堂のいろんなイベントが確認できるようになっていて、任天堂のゲームやキャラクターに関するニュースとちょっと楽しいコンテンツを毎日日替わりでお届けします。来週4月
Not nearly as exciting as Park. It's an app.
2ダイレクトの配信後からは、この任天堂トゥデイでもスイッチ2の最新情報を毎日直接
That's
お届けしてい
kind
ますよ。
of neat.
任天堂トゥデイはこのダイレクトが
I
終了してから
kinda-
順次配信を開始していきます。
I mean, when it came to getting Nintendo news, I was kind of managing
ア
fine.
プリなので気軽にダウンロードしてみてください。
Just through, you know, me
私
usual
からのお知ら
sources.
せは以上になります。
Uh,
任天堂トゥデイを
uh,
使ってみて
I'll
くださ
probably
い。
download it and give it a look.
本日のダイレクトは
うん
以上です、
Another
ご
app.
覧いただきありがとうございました。
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. All right, so that is that was that. That was the Nintendo Direct. Okay, well meh. Not nothing there that really got me, to be honest. Some cool stuff that I already knew about. Nothing that really wowed me though. I guess I was kind of expecting that. I was still really holding out hope for Zelda remasters, but it's just how it goes, I guess. Hold on, let me get the music back. Let me get that back and going. Where is it? Where is it? What happened to my music I had? There we go.
If you're going to commit to an inspo video,
that's an ad. Kind of. Can I age myself here? I miss when everything was a website, now it's all apps. I mean, I can see how apps would be more convenient in some situations, you know? I don't really need an app, though, for that. I don't really need an app for Nintendo news. It's kind of what social media and YouTube's for me, but hey... kind of mid. But they're definitely waiting for the Switch 2 Direct, right? Yeah, I think that's when they're gonna really go all out. I feel like I expected this Direct to be kind of underwhelming because there's a Switch 2 one like next week. It kind of feels like this was the let's get this stuff out of the way kind of Direct, you know? Because they can't announce that stuff at the Switch 2 presentation because it's for Switch 2 and they want to hype people up by announcing the, you know, the creme de la creme. And that's not to say that there wasn't some interesting stuff here. There's new Tomodachi Life, that's kind of cool. Not really for me, but that's cool for others, because I know a lot of people wanted that. I'm gonna show this on screen, why not? This is the music that I'm listening to. And yeah, like, I know a lot of people wanted Tomodachi Life, and so that's neat. That was like that Pac-Man thing, but we already knew about that. Yeah, there was nothing really that really gets me excited. I'm kind of struggling to remember a lot of what we watched. Yeah, I feel like they want to sit on the really good stuff for next week. Yeah, I feel like it does feel like this was like, let's get some of these like more middling announcements out of the way so that when the Switch 2 presentation happens, we can just go all out. And that's what I'm thinking. So I guess, I mean, I had my expectations in check, but I thought that, I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe we might get... I was really hoping for Zelda, okay? I made that very clear. I was hoping for Zelda ports. No. If nothing like that gets announced at the Switch 2 event, then I give up. I give up. Which book looks cool? That's the one I'm most interested in. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm gonna tell my twin about that. That's not really something that I think I'll be into, though. There was like the Marvel thing as well. Looks kind of interesting, but I'm not really a Marvel fan. What did they announce? Also, hello Pickle. Hi there, Alshad. How's it going? They didn't announce anything too crazy at this. You know, we all kind of expected this will be kind of like a, you know, meh. Very meh. There's some neat stuff, but nothing that gets me excited. But again, Switch 2 event. If it wasn't for the fact that the Switch 2 event is happening next week, I would feel a lot more disappointed by this. But what this essentially was, this was basically like the part 1. This is like Nintendo Direct part 1, and then part 2 is next time. You know? It's just kind of like they decided to split it, and I think that was wise. I feel like having these announcements for the Switch 1 in the Switch 2 presentation probably would have been a bad idea. You don't want to get those things too mixed together. I feel like play it safe and split them up, I think makes sense to me. So yeah. Seeing more on Pokemon was kind of cool. It wasn't a ton they showed. I was kind of hoping for more of a rundown on the game, but I guess there's not enough time for them to do that. So that was cool. I'm looking forward to that. I'm just trying to remember what we just saw. The virtual game count is kind of interesting. That's not something that gets me excited though. That's more like, oh, that's a nice little feature, you know? That Saga remaster looked interesting. Don't know anything about that series, but it looks kind of nice. Yeah, and nothing here was like, oh, I'm hyped for that. It was more like, that's kind of neat. I'm keeping my eye on that, you know? But that's just me personally. It's very probable that somewhere, someone in the world, this just hit all the right places for them, you know? This completely covered everything they could want from this event. It's kind of, you know... Also, I've been on holiday the last 2 weeks, and I'm going home tomorrow. Oh, cool. I hope you get home safe. We had a good holiday. ZA news? I've kind of lost hype for it, especially given how long it's taking to release. That's fair, yeah. They didn't even announce a release date. That was what was most surprising to me. Both for Metroid Prime 4 and for Legend ZA, two games that we already knew were coming out on the Switch One this year, didn't announce release dates for them. They were just saying coming 2025, and it's like, yeah, we knew that already. I guess I'm just a little bit surprised. I thought that they'd announce release dates for them. Maybe it's still too soon, I don't know. I guess if it means they're just taking their time, then I guess I can't really be bothered by that, because, you know, the more time they spend on Pokemon, the better. I guess I'm just surprised, especially because ZA was already announced ages ago. It's just irregular for a Pokemon game to feel like it's taking this long, but can only really be a good thing for Pokemon, so... It won't surprise me if they platform lock ZA for Switch 2. I don't think they'll do that. I think it could. There's a very distinct possibility that they might release it on Switch 2 as well, but I think it will be on Switch 1, because if it wasn't going to be on Switch 1, they would have said so already, because otherwise they're just like leading people on. It's going to release on Switch 1, I'm 100% positive on that. But it might release on Switch 2 as well. But honestly, I'm not too sure on that. What the hell? No, I don't want... No. Fucking Maui. Oh, this music's nostalgic. Yeah. Otherwise, it could be another 3 years before they get a Pokemon game on Switch 2. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they... I don't know about that, because they release Pokemon games all the time, you know? It's very likely that they're working on the next actual mainline Pokemon game, as well as ZA, because that's how it was with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet. Or at least I think, pretty much, kinda. So I think we'll have a similar situation where the next actual mainline Pokemon game will be for Switch 2, and that will be Switch 2 exclusive. But Legend ZA, I think it's going to be for either both or just Switch 1. And honestly, I think it's more likely to just be for Switch 1. Just because they've already announced it for Switch 1, it'd be really messed up if they announced it for Switch 1 and then they're like, oh, never mind. Especially because if it was going to be a Switch 2 exclusive, they would have said at this direct. Like, this would have been the time. It probably would have been too late to announce that here, to be honest, but they didn't, so it's going to be for Switch 1, I'm sure. They haven't released a Pokemon game since Scarlet and Violet, like 3 years between that and ZA. That is interesting. I mean, Scarlet and Violet had DLC though, didn't it? Which is kind of like the stand-in for the third version that they used to do. And you know that I think we've announced like other little Pokemon mobile game whatever stuff, you know. Honestly, the more time in between Pokemon releases, the better, right? Because the thing is that it feels like they push Pokemon games out so quickly that some of them feel kinda half-baked, like Scarlet and Violet. Not that I played it, but that seems to be the consensus. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm positive that ZA is going to be on Switch 1, so I wouldn't worry about it. I'm looking forward to it, though. I'm definitely going to want to get that and play it. I didn't play the original Legends on stream. I think I did a first impression stream of it, and then I played the rest myself. I don't know if maybe I'll try playing the whole thing on stream this time, or not. I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah, providing they actually get better. Yeah, who knows with Pokemon? It's hard to say. I always like to think, you know, let's wait and see. You know, because you never know. Things can change. I think the idea that ZA is taking as long as it is a decent sign, but if ZA is just as bad, then it'll be like Forces. Having a longer development time doesn't equal good. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, a longer dev time can sometimes indicate troubles with development, so maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. It is possible. But the original Legends game was good, despite its visual downsides. So I'm hoping that this new one will be at least as good, I would hope. I like the setting and some of the ideas and concepts, so... and, you know, they're doing something different. I appreciate it, so... But, you know, if Pokemon Legends ZA turns out to not be very not be very good or whatever, then it's whatever. I'm not really relying on Pokemon for all that much. I like Pokemon, but not to that extent. Yeah, so, to summarize, this Nintendo Direct was super middling, but I kind of figured that going into it. I was really hoping for maybe some more ports or something, some remasters, and there were some here, but nothing that really appeals to me all that much. Aside from just a couple that I feel like are kind of interesting. Still, no Zelda, no Mario Galaxy 2, no Yoshi, Woolly World, none of what I was hoping. But that's fine, you know. There were just hopes, not expectations. Sword and Shield is the only time Switch Pokemon game has had good graphics. Really, you'd say so. I really liked the way the Let's Go games looked. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, I liked those. I thought those looked cute. It's because they were dialed back, though. Because they were Gen 1 remakes, so they were kind of dialed back. So it meant they didn't really have to, you know, push anything. They were very simple, but I kind of liked that, you know. Gotta head out, have a good day. Sure thing, Dragonfly, thank you for joining me. I may be streaming tomorrow, depending on how I feel, for some more Uncharted 2, but then more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on Sunday, so anyone is welcome to join me if you want. Also, thanks for the hydrate. Yeah, I like them, but they're not an example of modern graphics. I guess so, but I don't really mind as long as they look nice. I don't really mind. I'm not really that into graphics in that way. As long as they look appealing. But I understand why people want bigger, bolder graphics from Pokemon. I understand that. It will be interesting to see. Sword and Shield is the closest to high-level graphics. Yeah, I think it is the closest, but it's not that close. But it is I will agree it probably is the closest that they've got so far. A lot of people are looking back at Sword and Shield now after Scarlet and Violet and appreciating it more, which is funny. Because I remember Sword and Shield had a fair amount of backlash at first for various things. But now Scarlet and Violet's here, a lot of people are looking back on Sword and Shield being like, it's not so bad. Or maybe you do voice acting, your franchise is 30 years old. Yeah, when is that gonna start? Oh god, of everything, surely Pokemon makes more sense. I feel like it makes more sense for Pokemon to have voice acting than Zelda. Like, Zelda didn't get proper voice acting in their games till Breath of the Wild in 2017, Because like Pokemon, it's not like Pokemon having voice acting is a crazy concept because the anime exists, you know? So it's not like hearing voice acting from a Pokemon thing is weird. I feel like it just makes sense. If the so Legends EA probably won't have voice acting, but if the next actual mainline Pokemon game, like what gen is it? Gen 10? If that doesn't have voice acting, I'm gonna be baffled. Sword and Shield is alright, but Crown Tundra I really liked. Really? I never played any of the DLC for Sword and Shield. I didn't get it. Too expensive for me. For a game that I wasn't too crazy about. I mean, I like Sword and Shield actually, but not to that degree. Did you see the Horizons Season 3 spoiler? No. I did not. I'm blanking on what Horizons is. Yeah, I'll have to see about how Pokemon's going then. Yeah, so Switch 2 Direct is what I got my sights set on. I think it's happening next Wednesday or on Thursday. Oh, can I tell you Pokemon Horizon? Oh, right, the anime. Yes. You can tell me on the Discord if you want. I'm just a little bit conscious about doing spoilers on a live stream chat. Because I'm planning on uploading this VOD, so... you can go ahead and tell me on the Discord if you'd like, so that way I can properly take it in, you know. Because I gotta wrap up. I gotta wrap up now because I don't want to keep this up too long. It's very public though. Yeah, it's just be a bit more convenient for me because again I want to wrap up in a bit. Like they announced it. Oh, fair enough, but still, I want to call it for the day. So, yeah, in terms of uploading this VOD onto YouTube, I'm probably going to plot this on my VOD's channel instead of my main channel. I usually upload Nintendo Directs to my main channel, not the VOD's channel, but for this one, because it wasn't anything too crazy interesting, I'm probably not going to bother. I'm probably just going to plop it on my VOD's channel. The Switch 2 presentation, I'll probably put on my main channel just because it will be likely more interesting. Yeah, thank you for joining me. For anyone who watched it, if you are watching on the VOD, then thank you very much. You're appreciated for joining me in this direct, as middling as it was. As I said before, I'll be streaming next, probably on tomorrow, Friday, for some more Uncharted 2. No, not Uncharted 2, Uncharted 3. I'm on 3. And then Sunday is more Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Next week... also, hi there, Woodlamby, how you doing? Next week is the Switch 2 presentation that is happening on Wednesday. Wednesday the 2nd of April. I wholly intend to live stream my reactions to that. Should be a lot more interesting because it's about the Switch 2 and we know nothing. I mean, we know a lot about the Switch 2. It's like Nintendo's worst kept secret, but official stuff. I want to see the menus. I want to see the games. I want to see if you actually can use the Joy-Con like a mouse, which seems to be the case. So yeah, join me for that if you'd like. I'm sure to be a ton of fun. This was kind of nice as a little like a practice run for that, just kind of get myself back in the groove of doing these Nintendo Direct things. Switch 2 Nintendo Boogaloo. The Switch 2 event will be the deciding factor on whether or not I'm going to get a Switch 2 right away or if I'm going to wait, because it all depends on the games. If they don't announce any launch titles that appeal to me, I'm probably just going to wait. If they do, then I'll go for it, because I'm going to get one at some point eventually anyway, because I'm a Nintendo fan and I can't play my Nintendo games without the newest Nintendo thing, so That is the way it works. And I'm fine with it. I hope that it's not too expensive. They're probably going to announce the price. I hope it's not too expensive. It's going to be cheaper than like PS5 and stuff, of course, but it's probably going to be a bit more expensive than the Switch One. I think the Switch One was like £250 to £300 or something like that when it released, which is a lot cheaper than, well, not a lot, but it was cheaper than like PlayStation 5 or even PlayStation 4, I think. So it's probably going to be a bit more than that. I'm thinking somewhere in between $300 to $400 dollars, pounds, whatever. Which, you know, is a bit ouch, but it is cheaper than like the PS5 and stuff like that. So, and it is Nintendo, where all the exclusive Nintendo games show up. So, and you know, if it's going to be completely backwards compatible with the Switch One, so it's kind of just a worthwhile upgrade just for that. So, I mean, not just for that, obviously, but you know, it makes it, you know, it'll replace what I have. So, yeah, no, they haven't announced an official price yet, but I'm expecting like $300 to $400, something like that, maybe. I hope their controllers don't cost too much. They probably will. I hope that maybe my controllers that I have for Switch One are compatible, so I don't have to buy new controllers. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of get fingers crossed for that. Alright. I'm going to be ending here in just a minute, so if there's anything anybody wants to say before I end, you have the floor. The floor is yours. Because I'll be wrapping up in just a sec, so... Yeah, thanks for joining me. I like doing these little Nintendo Direct reaction things. I'm not really a big reactor person. But hopefully... But these are fun to look back on, at least for me. Sometimes, because I can be like, hey, remember when they announced that thing? And I cried a little bit. It's nice for, you know, preservation. It's fun. It's also just nice to watch these things with other people and see what other people think. Yeah, bye! Alright, I think I'm ready to sign off for the day. So, with all that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe, and hope to see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.